Okay, today I am going to explain what happens if your child receives a redo. For example, this student, Joe student, has received a redo. You will know if your child needs to redo their work if redo is written at the top. But if your child wants to redo something that they didn't do very well on and it doesn't say redo, they can redo it if they want. But if they have to redo it, then I will write that on there, and I usually circle it. So for example, Joe student didn't do very well on this page. He only got 2 right, so the teacher wrote redo. What Joe student needs to do, he needs to take this home and redo it on another piece of paper. If he needs help, then he can come in at recess and he can redo it with the teacher. So sometimes kids can either get help at home or they just didn't understand the first time and they can figure it out at home, and other times they need to come in and see the teacher. So either at recess or at home. They will receive any redo papers in their Friday folders. So your child will look through and find those, or you can look through their Friday folder and find those. So Joe goes home and he has to redo this paper. He needs to do all of his work on a separate page, even if it's math. The reason for that is if Joe redoes it a second time, I need to look and see what he did wrong the first time and make sure that he has relearned it correctly. If he redoes it wrong a second time, he is going to be in at recess redoing it with me, just to make sure he can do it. So he needs to do it on another piece of paper with his heading on his paper. 5S means 5th grade shaver, and the date. It's really important on a redo that kids write the page number. That helps when we have to grade it a second time so we know what they did. He does not need to redo every single problem. Here, Joe missed 1, 2, and 3. So he just needs to redo 1, 2, and 3. He can leave 4 and 5. So after he redoes his work, then Joe is going to staple the correction on top, staple in the left-hand corner, and then I have a basket that says redo on it. The next day he can bring it back and turn it in. That way I can take a look at it and see if he understands. So redos are always due by the end of the trimester. I encourage kids to do them as they get them so they don't pile up. Okay, well that is how to redo work.